Well, hello again, everybody who, well, at least those of you who continue to watch my videos, which isn't very many, and that's fine. I was expecting it because a lot of people don't like being called out for things that they do. And you know what? That's on them. It's not me. It's on them. They gotta work out their issues, just like I had to work out mine. But anyway, today I am here to talk about drug abuse and alcohol abuse and how it can affect you and those around you. So in my experience of being around alcoholics and drug addicts my whole life, because unfortunately those tend to be the types of people I either grew up around or I tend to magnify towards me, I guess. So, I mean, I've had a couple of people that I've influenced positively in my life that were drug addicts. You know, they would even like talk about me like in their meetings and stuff. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, because I care and I hope I make an influence on people. But based on my experience being around those types of people, based on their words and my own research, and it all ties in together, most people go to those things to avoid feelings because they feel that having compassion and care and sadness is a weakness and are not strong enough to mentally handle those issues on their own. So in my mind, in a way, that kind of makes you guys weak still, because you guys are using something that could kill you, cause you liver problems, health issues, all of that. And it makes you cowardly, because a lot of those people don't want to take accountability for their actions either, but yet they turn around and preach it to everybody else around them. Like, take accountability for your actions, you know. Admit that you have issues. Okay, well, maybe you should also. No. I mean, that's, again, practice what you preach. I mean, like, they don't really have any room to talk. They really don't. They're no better than the rest of us. As a matter of fact, some of them are worse than us. It's like, it's one thing to drink a like socially and for special occasions such as a birthday or an anniversary or a wedding, but to continuously do it every single night or every single weekend, and then to the point where it causes you as an adult to neglect your responsibilities, such as your kids, your family, your job, your household chores. That's where it starts beginning to be a problem. And then on top of the fact of turning you angry and hateful towards other people, you know, that becomes a problem. And most drugs are illegal for a reason. They are deadly. They cause people to get behind bars when they abuse it or get caught selling it, because in a way, if they're selling those drugs that are illegal, they're also influence other people to die on those drugs. So part of that would be their fault. Their blood would be on their hands if something was to actually happen to a person that they were selling those drugs to. So anyway, alcohol and drugs, they can cause headaches, hangovers, anger, fights, depression, forgetfulness, overdosing, sleeping too much to the point where you neglect your responsibilities, such as your kids, your family, your jobs, your household chores, etc. Not walking in a straight line, stumbling all over the place. Like, you can easily fall over and hurt yourself. You can hit your head on something. You know, a lot of people tend to think, oh, I'm stable enough, or, oh, I got this. And then in reality, you don't. Cause slurred words, motor accidents, in turn causing you to hurt yourself or the ones that you claim to love and care about, whether it be mentally or physically, because again, you end up becoming more angry too when you're under the influence of stuff like that. And then you start saying things that you technically don't really mean, but yet you still continue to do it. Or even beating somebody up and hurting somebody causes you to just lash out. You know, people unfortunately tend to get more angry and careless on drugs and alcohol. It's a sad, sad fact. It really is. So, in order to overcome drug and alcohol abuse and to better yourself for those around you as well that you claim to love and care about, you first of all have to admit to yourself that you have that problem. You have to realize that you have that problem, like, oh my God, am I sleeping too much? Am I neglecting my kids? Am I neglecting my family? Am I neglecting my household chores? Am I sleeping way too much and just, you know, am I about to lose my job because I'm late all the time, or because I call off a lot because of how sick I get due to my previous night's, you know, festivities? So admit to yourself. Stop preaching to others that they're the ones who need help when you have your own issues too. So seek professional help, just like you preach to everybody else around you, instead of admitting yourself that you're the one who needs help. Seek professional help. Go to AA meetings, drug abuse meetings, mental health therapy, to talk about why you began using those to begin with. Like, learn to be self-aware. That's really, really important, that you start being self-aware. And that's another thing that unfortunately alcohol and drug abuse causes, is that you aren't self-aware. But yet you want everybody else around you to be self-aware too. Like, maybe they're not the problem. Maybe it's actually you. But we can't tell you that, because you would lash out on us, hit us, tell us we're, you know, being unreasonable or whatever, because the drug and alcohol is taking you over. Stop hanging out with those people who create or influence those types of environments that pressure you into continuing drugs and alcohol. In my mind, those are not your friends, because they're willing to let you have something that's going to hurt you or hurt the ones around you. That's not a friend to me. Like, it really isn't. A friend to me is somebody who encourages you to do better, pushes you in the right direction to get on with your life and to better yourself. And the other big thing too is to be consistent with it. Once you start trying to get help for yourself, actually be consistent with what you're doing, because it's not going to happen overnight. You've got to be consistent and patient. And for me, of course, I hate the word patience, because I've never gotten along with it. But unfortunately, that's one of the things that everybody has to do when it comes to different things. So it will take time. It will not happen overnight. Be around those who support you and encourage you and push you to do better. Normally the ones who are outside your normal contacts, obviously. You got to have some sort of common sense too, to be able to put two and two together, like, wow, maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with these people anymore, especially if I want to better myself, you know, especially if I do want to start feeling worthy or feeling wanted and appreciated and all of that, you know. I mean, you can do it. You really can. Especially if you have people, which most of us do have at least one person that we tell we love them or that we care about them. So think about them. Stop being so selfish, you know. Stop expecting people to actually care for you when you can't even care for others. You know, again, it's treating people how you want to be treated. Practicing what you preach. And, you know, again, just think about the people that you do love and care about. Nieces, nephews, children, brother, sister, mother, father, grandpa. Think about those who have passed on, and like how they would feel if they were here right now and saw how you were acting towards others or yourself. You know, a lot of people don't care about themselves enough and either. But yet they say that other people need to care about themselves too. But it's like, really? Okay, all right, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, just, you know, care about yourself, care about others. You know, people who are so careless, just, it boggles my mind. Because it's like, oh, what if it was your family member in that car? What if it was, you know, someone you really loved and cared about that you were impacting? And maybe you are, and they just don't want to say anything because they're trying to avoid conflict, and they don't like the drama. That's a lot like me. I keep to myself a lot because I don't like drama. I don't like conflict either. But I also like relationships to work out, especially when it's somebody that I really care about or that I've loved. Sadly, a lot of people don't see it like that anymore. You know, they see it as being harassing or being needy or being desperate or whatever the case may be. When no, it's really just the fact that I care. I do care. So anyway, this is all I have on drug and alcohol abuse. Seek the help you need. Admit it to yourself that you do have these problems. Stop telling other people that they have problems when you really just have no room to talk. You really don't. And then take action and stop hanging around those who are bad influences on you. You know, start hanging around people who want you to do better or who try to encourage you and show you that you can do it. You are worth something. You know, we're all worth something, whether a lot of people tell us we do or not, but we are. We're all here for a reason. It took me 38 years to figure out my reason, and here I am doing this. So anyway, my next topics this week will be about love, what it is and how you can show it, which, based on my research, it's basically a lot like respect and compassion. And then also feeling guilty, like how you would know if you feel guilty about something, whether it be something in your past, something right now, whatever, and then how to overcome the feeling of guilt. But anyway, thank you again. Keep in mind, it's all about mental health for me. And all of these things, as you can tell, do have to do with mental health, as long as you guys are actually paying attention to my videos and listening to what I have to say and not just hearing what you want to hear. Thank you guys for your time. Have a wonderful day. Please remember to be kind always, and stop abusing each other. Stop hurting each other. Stop, you know, making people want to go to drugs or alcohol and all that. Just be kind to each other, really. I mean, think about it again. Common sense. Common sense, guys. That's all it takes. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.